Yo, what's up? This is Diamond Ortiz. This is First Among Equals podcast. Big up West Coast bros.
And we in the mix just like this, y'all. Come on, one time for the one time.
All right, guys. Good afternoon. I'm here with Diamond Ortiz. What's up?
What's poppin'?
And I'm here with the OG Boy Genius.
Boy Genius.
What up?
And Lani La Quetzal. Welcome to First Among Equals. I am here with the most amazing,
What's
awesome.
up, Lani?
How you been?
Chilling. Thank you for having me.
Oh, this is a pleasure.
Cool.
I've been wanting to have you on for a minute
Dope.
because I think that I've been seeing you hustle and your grind and everything that you've been working on. It's super amazing.
Thank you.
And so before you talk, I just wanted to say that I'm really grateful that you're here.
Thank you so much.
I think that the stuff that you're doing, you guys will check it out. It's super amazing.
Hey.
It's just really throwback to a time where I feel like very reminiscent of the old school, and you bring a lot of current kind of your vibe to it, but I also feel like it just has such a timely, like, it's so timeless in the way that you do it, and the way that you're dropping it is so funky and
That's
so
cool.
Still very relevant.
Yeah.
I think.
Thank you.
And super positive.
Yeah.
So I guess I welcome.
Dope.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank you for listening. And all
so
that.
tell me a little bit about what you're working on right now.
Oh, I'm just trying to be as funky as I can be.
Heck yeah. So just to describe, I guess, how would you describe what you do?
I play the funk.
You play the
whole
funk.
and nothing but the funk. So help me God. You feel me?
Yeah.
I am proud to represent a certain lineage of players from the Bay Area and represent funk styles to the fullness, and be here in LA and playing with a bunch of cats and making some badass records and representing funk music. And I think it's important that the music is represented in a good way with real funk stripes and real rhythm and blues music roots.
Absolutely.
It
does have rhythm
and
and
it's supposed to
blues.
be uplifting, and it's supposed to be positive, and it's supposed to be real badass. And so everything you just said, and thank you. Thank you for being on like that.
I think what I really like about what you're doing too is that it's just like, I feel like right now it's a time where it's very a lot of negativity in the world. I think that with the combat of like sort of the news and the internet, I say interwebs, the internet combination, I think that a lot of people are just very downtrodden, and like the music, and this is all of course based on my opinion, is like it's just been really low and kind of sad, and you bring something that reminds me of like my tias or like my cousin from like the 90s and the 80s and the 70s.
It's nothing but a get down,
Yeah, totally.
It's supposed to, music is a cleanser for the spirit. And when the groove is right, you can shake the dust off and knock the rust off, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Everyday life and the drudgery and the treachery and the blasphemy of the whole thing, you feel me? So the music is supposed to uplift you and cleanse your spirit. And
I feel very, very much like that with your vibe.
Yeah, and so, soul music, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Soul music. Shake the dust off.
For sure.
Knock the rust off. You
so
know?
Where? So there is a laugh track we need to add. This is dope. So where did you originally start doing this? How did you do this?
I grew up in San Francisco. My big brother is like 2.5 years older than me, and he's a super duper bad musician.
Oh, cool.
And was the guitar child virtuoso, and at like 12 he was just bad, super crazy, and I always wanted to play, and soon enough he was the guitar player and he put the bass in my hands and I was the bass player.
Oh, cool. How old were you when that happened?
I don't know, I probably got a bass young, but I got really serious about when I was about like 17. When I was 17 I started getting really serious about the bass, and I got my first drum machine and keyboard with like synth sounds, and my first 4-track. This was before like I had a laptop, and I had a 4-track cassette machine with cassettes that I would record my beats on.
Yeah, back in the day.
my shit was psychedelic.
Yeah. Do you
It was
still
fucking
have?
Yeah.
Do you have
I got
your stuff?
I got all the tapes. I don't have a way to play them, but I have all the tapes. Man.
You know what?
I got them.
You know what's dope about that is my first car. I bought it because it had a cassette player in it.
Man.
That was
Well,
like
my first car had a cassette player, and this was in the early days. It actually also had an aux cord. I was the only fool that had an aux
That's
cord
what's
for
up.
some reason, but it was dope, and I fell in love with a lot of my favorite music on cassette in that automobile.
Oh, see?
Everything from my Thump Records tapes, Bootsy
Heck
tapes,
yeah.
Isley Brothers. I was working at Tower Records at this time.
And this was up in the Bay or
This
where?
was in Corte Madera.
Okay,
Yeah, I worked
okay.
at Tower Records, Corte Madera in the North Bay in Marin.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
it was badass.
Oh, the good old days. Dude, I remember back then though. Like, I don't even remember when it was cool when
Old
people
school.
used to have. Remember people used to have like the phantom faces on their radios, and they used to be able to pop out the little front and carry it with them. And
Man, that's how you know you're popping.
shit. Yeah, you'd carry it with you.
Nobody's taking my shit today.
Well, mine was dope because mine you pushed and it would phantom face in the car. Like it was all Batman. Like
Damn.
like it was badass.
Yeah, no, my shit was sick though. I had a bunch of tapes. I had hella Lee Scratch Perry tapes that were sick.
Damn. Yeah, you know that
shit.
shit's coming back now. The cassettes. It's supposed to
I'm a
be
cassette guy.
trendy now.
I got one coming out next month.
That's what's
Stay
up. So
tuned.
tell us about it. So tell us about it. Because how many quote unquote like do you have available right now?
I don't even know. I got many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where can people actually?
Somebody asked me. They
Cop
messaged
them.
me. Do you have a link? And you know what? I don't really have a link. Just wherever you buy your shit, go check them out. I have like a few on my Bandcamp. You could holler
Oh,
at me.
cool. Okay,
It's
okay.
funny,
So
man.
Bandcamp.
Yeah, but my records just kind of circulate out there. They're just kind of out there.
That's what's
one
up.
of them.
It's like
Okay,
mixtapes.
check it out. One of my records from 2015,
Okay.
an EP we did, a 4-song one with Mo Funk Records. We looked on Discogs the other day, and they're selling it for like $100. I was like,
What?
I don't see any of this money, mind you, but I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
who is selling my record
That is
for
hilarious.
$100? Dude, it's fucking crazy. So I don't really know where you buy my records. Just go. But it's pretty badass though. I only have like one copy of each, of my things. But the new one though is dope. That's
Yeah,
for
tell us about the new one.
my latest effort.
Okay.
A collection of songs that's called Paid Perfection, and it's badass. It's just fun, all feel good shit.
Are there any-
Slappers.
are
And it's gonna
there-
be on cassette on Needle to the Groove.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it'll be out in like a few weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's online now though, so you could go slap it right now though.
Where could we actually slap it right now? Off where? Bandcamp?
Yeah, you could slap it on all streaming platforms right now.
That's what's up.
Link in bio. I'm
That's
joking.
link in bio. Link in bio, guys.
I'm joking.
That was dope. We got a link in bio, man.
Damn.
That's so now. Link in bio.
Damn, don't tell
That's
me that. Don't ever say that to me again.
That's so funny. So let me ask you this: what do you think this album, inspiration-wise, where were you with this
Oh,
one?
it was just a clean sound and a good vibe. I had a bunch of old things. They're all they're mostly older joints that I kind of polished up and brought back to life. And I just kind of had like a collection of things that felt a certain way. And that's what it was. It was just a good, super nice,
That's what's up.
soulful vibe.
I was
Slappers.
this-
Everything sounds really good. It's mixed nicely.
Yeah.
Uh,
How long did it take you to kind of pull out and like kind of clean up again and make new and or whatever?
They're all mostly things I started polishing up probably when I moved into my new place. So like I started kind of polishing all this certain batch up.
Was this in December?
February, no, from like February on. And I just dropped it a couple weeks ago.
Dude, that's
some of these
fast.
songs are so old though, like they're just things you don't understand how much just shit I have, It's just my sketchbook,
That's
Some is
dope.
more finished, but I just have a million ideas in my sketchbook.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I'll put my iTunes on random, and I'll hear an idea from years ago, and I'll be like, whoa, like, that's dope. Like, maybe the idea was really sick, but the execution wasn't good. So I could kind of go in and keep the vocal and, redo the music,
Yeah.
So it's now, and, all of a sudden, it's this super dope new thing. And so that's kind of, the creative process behind a lot of that.
Yeah, I feel you. I think sometimes as an artist, it's hard to walk away from something that you've done that maybe you
It's hard to move forward, and so you keep it, and you polish up your ideas, and that's where you see the space. And that's how you close that gap.
That's where you see
There's
the
the
space,
great
yeah.
quote. Who said it, man? I don't even know.
Tell me it.
It's something to the effect of, a lot of us creatives get into it because we have great taste, but our skill set doesn't necessarily match that
it.
taste.
Yeah.
So you start making things And it's like, you know what's dope, and so you get discouraged really early in the game because you can't necessarily make it as dope as you know as what you're trying to make it, and you know it should be, you know, and so it's like closing that gap takes hella long, you know? And sometimes it's like you get lucky in the beginning. I'm lucky to have hit a couple home runs early in the game and get my message across, you know, but I was hit or miss for a long time. And, you know, and so that's what it's about, 10,000 hours. You just keep making, so you see where the space is. You know where it's at.
You definitely
know
get
how
your
to
message
execute.
across.
Yeah. But I was
sure.
hit or miss with a lot of the things in my sketchbook. You know, so it's just about getting it right.
Yeah, the reformulation of things too. Like you said, the old and kind of renewing it and changing it.
I love that's one of my favorite things to do. That's a joyful process.
A lot of people don't.
I think a lot of people don't throw away your old ideas. Don't sleep on yourself.
You know what's crazy is that I feel like I did that. I think I gave my shit away, like art or like shit that I kind of feel like I shouldn't have, because I felt like maybe it wasn't worthy of, or someone else liked it more than I did, and instead of just sort of like you said, kind of sitting on it and working it, retooling it, I either threw it away.
Doubting yourself.
Yeah, and I physically threw shit away. Like, I used to work at schools where I used to paint a lot of like cool things for plays and whatever, and at the end I would just something about physically ripping it down, it kind of felt good too, though. It was like a weird, like, it's done.
Cathartic.
Yeah, it's cathartic. It's just like, this is done. This is the end of this, like, part of me.
That's good. Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a mix, you know?
Cut that shit out.
Kind of cut that shit out. Like, you were talking about how you're cutting the shit out. You just recently...
I heard somebody phrase it well. They said, hack away at the inessential.
Yeah.
And that's the motto with my mixes too lately, man. 90% of my work is deleting shit. You feel me?
It's a lot of work.
When I revisit old things, it's all just deleting old shit.
Wow.
It's not even adding nothing. It's deleting shit. You know, get all that noise out of there. Get that mess out of there.
Word. No, for real. I feel like that's all I'm doing now.
Cousin Joey shit. Cut it out. You
Cut it out. Hashtag full house quote.
Cut it out, man. Cut it out.
That Joey vibe.
You're out of there.
I'm gonna love it, dude.
You're out.
Well, dude, that's a life thing too. I feel like I feel like now at this point in my life, I'm just trying to cut bad things out, or bad vibes out, or too much shit in my house, or like what you said, you just recently got rid of your car, and that's a big thing in LA.
Freeing. It was dope. You know what? I love not having it, and I can tell you one thing, that in this great, big, bad, wonderful, mysterious city, since I haven't had a car, I feel so much more connected to place.
Yeah.
Connection to my place.
Yeah.
And that's something I really value, and that's really cool, and it's something I didn't really know I was missing until I I hoof it, you know? I don't I'm not walking hella long, but I lift it and I'll just go out with my bag and mob it and just be out, and it's fucking great, and I love it.
Feeling. I haven't had that feeling.
Me and the homie Eddie Funkster, we
Yeah.
met at the lake last weekend at Echo Park and just drank hella beers, and I went, it was the first time in decades I went out with a backpack full of beer and just mobbed it, you know what I mean? And it was so fun. It was
it is free. I was telling you that my new job is in a very social area in Pasadena, and half the time I have to walk everywhere, and it's just so freeing. And it's I remember how it used to be. When it reminds you of just your youth, when you didn't, you got a bus pass, or you just
so it was fun.
Booked it. You just went wherever you wanted to go. And
yeah, man. So not having wheels is pretty dope. My God, I ain't gonna lie.
That's so tight.
Cool for now, you know.
Cool for now, yeah. Cool for now. I mean, it's renewal, like you said, a period of renewal, right?
Fuck it, yeah. I've been so focused. Cause I have much more on the way.
Yeah. So tell me some more. Do you have any new shows coming up, or any new things you're doing?
The next 2 shows. May 1st, I'm playing with Little Rob.
That's dope.
Yep.
Cool. Where's the venue?
It's Little Rob, Baby Bash.
Oh, dope!
MC Magic.
Love it.
The Observatory OC.
Mm.
And those are fun shows.
The Observatory is dope.
Playing with Rob is a trip, man. It's dope. That's the homie right there. And he found me last year, and he's like, man, come rock with me. And the first one we did was Tropicalia Festival.
Oh, yeah, Tropicalia. Yeah,
It was amazing. It was huge. And it was the first time, we hadn't even met in person before that day. He's like, just come rock with me. And he let me open the show, you know? And he let me open it up. I was like, man, let me open it up. And California knows how to party. He's like, all right, fool. And
That's so dope, dude.
it was a trip, and they just like let me steer the whole ship, man. And they let me go out there, and I was like, can I leave? Can I, with the talk box? And they went nuts, and then they kept inviting me back, and so we've been doing a bunch of shows. And Rob is cool people, man. And it's been a cool experience. We've done some awesome things, and I learned a lot doing those type of shows. That magnitude, they're huge. They're huge, and it's a privilege, man. They let me like steer that ship. They're like, come on, Diamond, and they just bring me out and they let me open the show, and it's fucking really cool. And
that's so dope.
It's pretty exciting. It was something I was never really into. I was never into like Little Rob music.
Yeah. No, I know.
I never
it's
even
something
heard
about
no
it.
MC Magic songs aside from something about you, baby, and shit.
Yeah.
And, man, I was never into that shit.
Yeah.
And man, they welcome me into the scene, and they're cool. They have like such an active circuit. That circuit is like, it's popping. People love them.
That's what's up.
And it's a trip. And I didn't even really realize how much people love Rob until we traveled through the Southwest, and we drove from Arizona to Texas, and everywhere we started like, are you Little Rob? And he's like, yeah. And everywhere we went, it's like, man, people love that fool, and it was cool. So I've been playing with Rob, and so that's my next one. And then after that, I'm playing just me, Diamond Ortiz, at the LA Michelada Festival.
Oh, you're doing the Micheladas right here in Pasadena, right?
Not Pasadena, but
which one?
East LA.
Where?
At Plaza de la Raza.
What?
Yeah, on May 4th.
Dude.
Me.
Brother.
Me.
That's what's up.
Diamond Ortiz.
I think I'm gonna go to
Dub C.
Dub C's gonna be there.
The Twins.
They got the summer going round and round. I had to read that joke.
Dub C. Dub C. The Twins. Adina Howard.
Oh my gosh.
PD Pablo.
Oh my god.
Like a bunch of shit is cracking.
That is what's up.
Yeah, and they put me on as opener. So
that is congrats. That's what's up.
Thanks, homie.
Hey, I didn't even know. Let's fly.
So I'm gonna have to show out for that thing.
Heck yeah.
And I'm just gonna go out and rock it. You feel me?
Yeah,
so this is the next one. That's May 1st and May 4th.
Dang, that's so fun. I'm so excited for you, homie. That's so sick.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Blast from the past too. Some of those.
All that shit.
That's
I'm
all
excited.
good.
So it's amazing, man. I'm so fortunate. You know what I
mean?
mean?
Dude, you're so unique, though. You know this, right?
Thank you.
I mean, for real.
And I hope to be that always. You know what I mean? And I think that that's important, and that's the only reason it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
well, it works
because
you're working your ass off.
And that's what makes us. Somebody, told me once. It's like being, unique and being hella weird and different. That's what makes us all the same. Because everybody's hella unique and we're different, and you're supposed to be. And I think that that's the name of the game.
I feel you, but
just contribute something good to it.
But exactly, and don't you think though? You're right. I agree with you. But then some people don't accept that about themselves, and they're struggling their whole lives,
for sure,
fighting themselves over what you just said. If you sort of surrender and accept, don't play yourself. Exactly. Right? It's more about accepting who you are.
And I'm talking to myself right now too, because I be playing myself.
Dude, homie,
that's
why we're here.
We're all doing our best.
But that's why, because you're here because you're doing your best. I see how hard you work. Thanks. I see your hustle.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Let me ask you this though: what have you found has been the most challenging part of sort of becoming who you are now?
It's been a long road, man, and a lot of it was understanding my role, so I could fulfill that in the best way possible. You feel me? And growing into it has been a big part of it. I've been playing music so long, and I've been doing it so long, and playing this funk and loving this shit and being the old school guy #1 forever and ever and ever. And it's amazing that finally there's a social context around my music that like it belongs in a certain place and of like a certain scene. And that to me, and being embraced by everybody here in LA, coming here and like, man, I've had such a dope experience, and it's an honor for real that I've been embraced like that and been able to contribute something first and foremost, just that I've been able to contribute something humbly to the whole West Coast thing, and the more people that I work with, and the more of these things I do and be part of, it's like, you know, it's about contributing and being part of it, and being, you know, just part of our you know, our local community of creators and music lovers and families and, you know, lovers and rockers and rollers.
Where do you think, because you make a really good point, is this community that sort of embraced you. I feel like, I don't know if it's because of the internet or whatever, because I found you online. I would have never known unless I go to a Little Rob show recently. No, for real.
Or a Funk Freak
Get Down, which, I mean, I probably would.
Where is you at?
I know!
Where is you at?
Yeah, well, I'm here now. I'm here now. You know where I'm at. But yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is it's really awesome that you found this community that you're talking about, because
it's cool, man. They fuck with my music, and you know what? It's a privilege that they trust me with the music that we all love so much. You know, they trust me with their funk and shit. And, man, I've been doing this shit so long that it's like I would be doing it. I was doing it way before anybody was watching. Pretty much the same way. I wasn't quite as good yet.
But did you know? You didn't know. You just were doing what you wanted to do, and then it just became.
And it just I kind of grew into this whole role, man, and this, you know, and I've been able to work and get with all my guys that I look up to, and they pass me the torch, and it's just so cool, man. And you know, shout out to like guys like, you know, my boy Fingadelic, for instance. Man, he did so much of what I was doing. You know, just a flash before me, you know what I mean? Where it was like he was the guy making all the records and playing the talk box and playing the funk on all the shit. And, you know, they all passed me the torch. And it's just important. They talk about keeping the funk alive, and that's what it's all about. I play the way my OG Oakland guys played. The whole way I just be like those guys, you know? And so that's what it's about. We keep the funk alive.
That's what's up. And you feel like LA has been the place that you feel at this point.
Well, it's just popping in such a beautiful, healthy way right now, where it lives in a non-ironic way. Like, it's not some hipster shit like, oh, let's go listen to funk, like, let's go get down to funk now. But it's like, yeah, the music's important to everybody. People use it in their everyday life to shake the dust off, knock the rust off. You know what I mean? People use this music every day at their backyard get downs and their whips to feel good. It's music that we use. It's really the music of the people, and it's no funny business. And when you talk about funk, you can't, like, give us something else, be like, this is funk now. It's like, no, it's got to be true blue, you know?
For real. You make a good point. Funk is funk.
It's serious, and it means a lot to a lot of people. People are serious about their funk, man.
They don't funk around.
I'm one of those guys. And it's different when you, in the Bay, funk has a different connotation. The word funk and the genre funk means something different and brings something different to mind in the Bay. You're talking
I want to
about
know, what is that?
More groovier, wah-wahs, congas, Sly and the Family Stone, Samande.
Really? All right, you're right. That's definitely different.
Back into the 70s. Yeah. When you talk about funk in LA, it's gangbanger music. It's street music.
It is.
And it's the root of so much urban music that came after it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has a whole different connotation, style, thing to it. You know what I mean? And I was always attracted to it from the young age, before I even really knew how vibrant of like an environment there was to be, you know. And
I didn't know. I mean, I got homies who are all funk all day.
Like, this whole scene is dope though, and there's all youngsters. It's like, man,
that's
they are
another
youngsters.
question.
Like, there's youngsters that be like, yeah, I only listen to funk, fool. Like, what do you know about the funk? And it's like, okay, all right then.
That's crazy.
And, man, these are youngsters, you know, and a lot of the kids that have discovered me in the last like year are, you know, youngsters.
Yeah, just kidding.
And I didn't even know. I never even thought it, man.
Well, I was going to ask you, that was my next question, was what's the demo like? Like,
it's changing.
Like, the demo changed, right?
At first I
thought it would be like all the old school,
well, that's why it works.
From the 80s.
Well, that's why it works, is because I'm a youngster. I grew up around the OGs.
Me
I
too.
got my OG funk stripes. And the first people to embrace my music were just OGs. Well, the first record I ever made, my first LA record I ever made was in 2010 with Nipsey Hussle. I don't know if you know that. Yeah.
No, and then you just reposted it.
Yeah.
I was just checking it out.
Not many people know how many years I've been doing this. I've been contributing to like this, you know, these street records, man. I've been on these records. And
wow.
My first one, the very first one was with Nipsey Hussle.
That's amazing.
Unreal, man. And it's so sad.
Yeah, it is.
It's so sad. And I don't even remember what we was talking about. I lost my train of thought.
It's all good. It's because we get heavy in the funk.
No, what were we talking about?
We were talking about your album. I lost my train of thought. We were talking about your album. We were talking about the demo of People.
Mm.
So talking about the demo
yeah. So
and
first,
the
OGs, all the OGs showed me
yeah.
love first, and it was just for the homies, just for all the real OGs, and they all showed me love from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
All the OC heads, the real funk collectors, they showed me love from the jump.
So just to pull you away, how did you get Nipsey on? How did that work?
I was put on the
That's
record.
really
This was through my homie Disco Boogie, OG Inglewood cat. Me and Disco linked up, and he put me on a record. And I wasn't really aware of Nipsey at the time. And it was great. It was my very first record with my talkbox, and
that's so crazy.
It was cool. You listen to it, you hear my instinct was so pure. I wasn't quite as good yet, but my instinct was pure. And I was like, Cali, and shit. And I did that thing. And then it came out, and I was like, oh, Nipsey Hussle. And we watched his star rise.
Yeah,
you know? Anyway, so Disco was the first person to put me on a real street record that like really lived. It was everybody's favorite record in all the hoods for one summer.
That's
Do you know?
What's up. Yeah.
The summer of 2010. It came out in May 2010. And all the blogs showed it love back in the day. Early days of the internet.
Yeah.
2010, you know.
Way early.
And,
yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, so Disco put me on. And then after that, we did one with Corrupt. And then I was on a record with Corrupt.
I love Corrupt.
And we did the video shit with Corrupt. The first music video I ever did was with Corrupt. I'm telling you, I'm the luckiest guy in town. So, like, my whole shit, I got to work with everybody, you know. And so the demo, it started with the OG, just OG stripes. I wasn't doing it for nobody. I had no followers on Instagram, you know. Some people knew about my records, but I just been doing it. And then more and more people found out about it. The Funk Freaks exposed me to, like, a whole lot of people, because there's a lot of people that pay attention to them, just funk lovers. And then, like, more and more people started getting hip to it, man. And there was a couple records that really kind of, like, a lot of people got hip to last summer that I just put out that I didn't even really know went crazy for a couple months. It was a couple months after I just dropped it online. I didn't like do no promo. The Female Funkaholics one. And then like a lot of like shorties, like youngsters, these, you know, youngsters on Instagram, like girls like putting on makeup, listening to Diamond
and that's
Ortiz.
when you start sharing them, huh? You've been sharing some of like the
well, you got it, because that's love,
that's
that's support.
No, that's what's up.
You know, but and at first I didn't even realize. I was like, I didn't even think that these were kids in fucking high school. I was like, yo, I don't want to be like, I never try to be the creeper that be
like a
posting
weirdo.
youngsters,
I get it.
You know,
but they're feeling your vibe. It's not.
But if they fucking with the jams, feel
yeah,
yourself, jam it.
Little.
I want it to be everybody's favorite jam. You know?
Heck yeah.
That's what we do it for. The music for it's music for. You know,
good music.
Funk is music of the people, man. It's supposed to just make you feel that way. When you're feeling yourself, you listen to that shit.
Word.
So it ain't about me. It ain't the me show. It's, you know, it's about.
Well, it kind of is right now, but okay, but yeah, normally
I'm the guy who's lucky enough to be playing it. You feel me? But it's about that funk, man. If you talking about the funk, man, it's gotta be. It's gotta be
I
right.
love it.
I'm serious, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know you're serious.
Big up the ting.
Big up the. It's already a party.
Serious ting.
I love it. So tell me the background. So you weren't always doing the funk. Where did you start off?
I started, you know, I always loved and played the funk. I played many genres though.
Because you said you, previous to kind of becoming in your own now, you said you kind of grew up in more.
When I was a little kid, I loved punk rock and rockabilly and doo-wop. That was my very first love. And I loved rockabilly. I loved the energy. I loved how it was like, but I'm talking about like badass shit, not like no, you know, I never liked the country style shit or like the hillbilly shit.
Yeah.
I like those records that were like 50s and electrified and like juvenile delinquent music, because I thought that energy was so cool because it's punk rock, you know?
Yeah.
And then from there I got really into punk rock. Or no, I was into punk rock first actually. And I got into rockabilly because I dug how the energy was that. I understood how that got into that. The way rockabilly fed, you know, punk is the same way, you know, funk fed, you know, hip hop and gangster rap, you know, the same shit. It's like, it's just, the evolution of musical
Yeah,
styles, but it's
absolutely.
the energy. But even still, in my funk, I hope every song has that juvenile delinquent badass energy. I want it to feel like the Stray Cats. You know what I mean? I want it to feel like that. You know,
That
juvenile
freedom.
delinquent music, shit you can listen to when you're cutting class and shit. That's what it's supposed to be.
Fuck yeah.
I always hope that my 13-year-old self would be proud of what your boy is up to.
Oh, that's
In this
a great,
day and
you know
age.
what? That's a great thing to say because I agree
In this
with
day
you.
and age, I'm still with the shits. I never gave up. I
Well-
never played myself too bad.
Well, that's the thing is that it's the youthful and staying kind of youthful to what I always feel like I'm a kid trapped in. I'm still like
E40 says I'm an old ass youngster.
yeah, exactly for sure. Because half the time I'm like sitting somewhere like oh shit I'm the one in charge here really like everyone's trusting
You trusting
me.
me with this shit?
I'm trusting you trusting me with the kids.
Oh.
But I mean of course you know I'm responsible. But you know the kind of music that you bring and that you create, I think. I don't know, makes us all kind of look back and feel good. It's just feel good music, and I think that is what we need more of. We need more of the kind of music that inspires and uplifts, and it's just fun for the sake of being fun.
No doubt, it's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So moving forward, what do you see kind of your future looking like? What are some goals that you're trying to hit?
You know, I just want to keep contributing.
Yeah.
Keep contributing. Hopefully, trying to get this job one day on K Day. Represent the old school. Spread the old school music to the people. That's the main thing. You know, it's just
You
about
make a
sharing
good
the love of
point.
the music.
So you said that you were just recently kind of working on your education and getting kind of.
I was.
So
yes.
what is it that you've been doing working towards that?
I
I don't know.
But I'm just still going, man. And so the more I do with my music, the better it is for my resume. Sometimes I wonder if I go back to school for
Dude,
another
but you
6
went
months.
back. No, but you went.
I did. I got my certification.
That's what I'm talking about.
But
Yeah.
if I go back for one semester and take a bunch of irrelevant classes, will that look better on my resume than
Oh, I
saying,
see.
check this out, I just played at the summertime in the LBC festival and I'm on Snoop's latest record and shit like like
Yeah.
what if I drop it like that with a little you know, on the resume?
No, I feel you. I'm
Like,
not even
yeah,
tripping on the
check me
resume.
out.
I'm talking about what you talk about, like with the K-Day goal, you know? With the K-Day goal.
Yeah, I haven't been doing enough. When the time is right, I know that door will open, and I'm
that's
very
how I
open
feel.
to that. I'm not rushing it. I'm not even ready to do it. I wouldn't be able to show up, and they would think I was. It's not the right time, maybe yet, but it doesn't mean that the time ain't coming.
No, absolutely. And
For sure.
you think so? You're saying more as a disc jockey and more.
I just want to be on the radio, spitting a whole bunch of game, putting the mouthpiece to use.
That's what's up.
You know?
Yeah, that's so LA. That's such a great idea.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
always been my
stupid
dream. I
not
want to
to-
work on K-Day. Oh, so I don't know if I said it on camera. We were talking about it, but I went to school last year to get my radio broadcast certification
That's what's up.
at Pasadena City College. I went through like the whole radio program and got my shit. Last week, in semi-related news, the homies up at Old School 104.7. That's my favorite station. You ever fuck with it? Shout out the homies, DJ Wicked, DJ J Scratch. What's up, Riddle?
What's up?
They always
Love it.
play Diamond Ortiz jams, and it's so cool. My phone will start blowing up. We just heard you on the radio at the Drive at 5. Like we heard no guest list. We heard like da. Like that's hard. And they tagged me on a video, and he's like, "Yo, we're gonna have to get you to do some drops." And that's what I want to do. I want to do some talk box drops. Be the voice of the Old School station. Be like,
That's what's up.
Old School. So every time you hear that.
That's what's
at
up.
least it's me. You know, at least it's me handling it, doing the heavy
what's
lifting.
up.
You feel
See,
me?
that's a sick goal. That's a sick ass goal. What
Goals.
you talking about? You ain't got no goals.
Oh, I never said that.
Well, you know what I mean.
Don't share your goals, so nobody can vex demand.
Nah, they're not gonna.
No, I'm joking.
Homie, this is all you. Like you are
Don't
so.
even chill. I'm playing.
I don't even know though. Okay, the whole talk box thing. Like what? So okay, I just trip out on that. It's dope. So
Yeah.
what? I know you. Okay, you were fucking with the funk, but like funking with the funk.
Yeah,
You live for the funk.
die for the fun.
Die for the funk.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, how did the talk box come into play? Like, how did that even come into your world?
Yeah. It
If anybody doesn't know what a talk box is, can you actually define that?
That's that thing with the tube in the mouth when you play the keyboard and you're like, Callie, Callie, Callie.
Yeah, there you go. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you feel me?
Because I don't know, some.
I think that's the most
youngsters-
succinct way to explain it to the homies.
Yeah,
You know,
you got
like,
the visuals.
I'm like,
you
I
got
play
the
the
audio.
talk box. They're like, what? The talk box?
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, you know that thing. And they're like, oh, for the talk box.
Totally. It's true. But that's what I'm saying. We gotta explain it because of some youngsters.
Yeah.
They don't
for the
know.
old heads too that don't be knowing what's up.
Yeah, well, they should know. But anyways, yeah. So how did that
man.
even come about?
I was made for it. It was made for me.
The end.
And it was just part of me. I love to sing.
Do
and
you
I
sing?
love melodies. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not like the world's best singer, but I love melodies. And I get them, you know?
Do you see them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I always knew that if I could like, and when the first time I heard auto-tune on my voice, I was like, yes! Like, that's it, because I love melodies, you know? And I just knew I needed a talk box. Then one day Gabe, my big brother Gabriel, was like, hey, fool, you need a talk box. And I was like, a what? He's like, a talk box. I'm like, well, what? He's like, a talk box, fool. I'm like, no.
That's crazy.
And man, I dreamed about it for hella long, and I was mad broke for many moons.
Yeah.
And so I used to like plug my keyboard into a guitar. I would go to Long's before they called it CVS.
Oh,
and
wow.
I would buy.
Was
no,
it
I don't know if
Long's?
it was that long.
Nah.
But Long's drugs.
But you're right. There
but I
were
would go
Long's
buy. But
drugs.
anyway, I would go buy. Check this out. Before I bought a talk box, I would buy earbuds. Right, just basic cheap
Okay.
earbuds, and you plug them into an amp. I would plug my keyboard into an amp, and plug headphones out into the output of the amp, and turn it up real loud so the sound was blasting out of the one earbud. And it was the same as a talk box tube, basically. And they would last about 13 minutes. And then it would just be destroyed. It would zap out.
Whoa.
And then I'd just flip it over to the other side and use the other one. And I'd go through like hella pairs. And then eventually, after a few months, I bought one. And the night I had one, man, I was already rocking. Like, I envisioned it so much in my brain. I was like, and shit. And
Wow.
we got it popping. And then soon after I got it, I did the Nipsey record. I had a lot of growing and learning to do, but I'm glad I got that record in, because although I had a lot of like experiment, you have to do a lot of experimenting when you're trying to, you know, hack away the inessential. You're trying to find your lane. You know, I had to like clear the whole forest to find the one little lane. You know,
Word.
and I still had a lot of that work to do. But I got off that record, man, and that thing went hard, and it just, my whole little mission has been blessed, you know, just out here rapping the funk.
When you did the Nipsey though, you were still up in the Bay.
I was in the Bay. I was living in Fairfax and Marin. In the living room, I had a sheet as a wall.
Wow.
2010.
So he went up to you? Or
Nah,
you guys did?
homie.
All right, I'm all old school.
He was not chilling in my room with the sheet on the
Nah,
wall.
It was 2010. You never know. I think you're gonna tell me like.
Let me think. I think
They
Disco.
just sent you.
Well, Disco sent me a beat, and I wrote the record. I went, golden state of mind,
Yeah.
we hustling all the time. And I sent
Yeah.
it back, and Disco laid a verse. Nipsey laid a verse. They sent it back to me, and then I did ad-libs. And man, I was listening to it the other day, just tripping out. Like,
Yeah.
it's immortalized. Me and Nipsey on wax together, you know. It's
Yeah,
phenomenal. What a precious gift, you know. How many people, have that honor?
Word.
And it's dope. It's real West Coast. And I'm just so lucky, man.
Yeah.
You can't erase it. You can't erase that.
No, you can't.
Even if I never did another thing, you can't erase it. I did that thing. It's pretty cool, man. I'm very lucky.
Yeah, I think the reason you're here too is because I think that you express a gratitude like all of my guests have pretty much of just like exercising and practicing the art of feeling grateful for what you have and being humbled.
Super important.
Because it's crazy because I see like when I see you online, you're very vulnerable and you open yourself up and you are like feeling yourself
when
in
I play
such
music?
a dope way.
That's dope.
And
I be moving hella funny.
yeah, well, I don't feel that
some
way.
of them I'm like,
I feel it. I mean, it's going through you. It's like
yeah, that's right.
it's very I don't even want to say like holy. It's very You feel like you're at church. You feel me?
Dope, yeah.
Like
That's right. That's the spirit flowing through you. That's exactly right.
it's the spirit flowing
That's
through
the only
you.
way to describe
and that's
it.
you're right. You're saying what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And we're connecting on that. And I admire that because when I see that happening, because I do that, I want to connect with people like me that have the spirit flowing through you.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who don't, and or
Yeah.
people that look at you or, you know, like just diminish your spirit or try.
They try.
They try.
You have to protect yourself. You know.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I've created a fortress around my vibe.
And that's what
feel
we
me?
have to do, and that's what I see you as. But then when I talk to you, you're very, you kind of come off a little bit like we're a little bit more introverted, very shy, but not. It's like you're very secure in who you are.
I just kick back.
Exactly, but when you get down, you get down. You do, and there's no question to that. So I guess like that takes years to
Thank you.
hone and to like, I don't know, create.
The fine art of being cool.
It is. It is an art.
You know, it's an art, man. You just gotta, like, the world is fucked up, man. You just gotta be cool through it.
Well, yeah. The only thing that we can be for sure about is that the world's gonna change, and we can't
It's been
affect that.
changing. It's a trip, huh?
Yeah.
It's a whole new zone.
Yeah.
Whole new era.
And the only thing we can
Step to this.
era.
I dare ya.
Oh, I dare you!
Yeah,
Oh,
come on. I passed you the ball.
yeah,
I passed you
did
the ball.
pass me the ball. That's true. That's true. So now that you're saying you got all these new shows lined up and things, I know that you work with multiple instruments. Is it just keyboards that you work with and with the talk box, or what else are you?
I play the bass.
Oh, you play the bass.
Bass player, and I play the guitar.
Okay.
And
Were you always doing this, or were you in bands before, or what?
oh yeah. I played in bands forever and ever and ever. And my first like real band was in freshman year. My first period class. All of freshman year was beginning guitar. And me and my two homies were mad stoners, and we would show up every day, and the teacher was like, "You guys are a fucking lost cause. Just show up and go into that room and just, you know, you
Jam.
can just set up and jam." And we had a band, and we played Ramones and Misfits and shit every morning.
How did she say you're a lost cause if you're legit playing band music in a room?
I mean, he couldn't teach us, but he knew we wanted to jam. And
Oh,
so we,
okay,
so
okay,
we were
okay.
jamming.
So,
And
that's
shit, that was fun. And I played in bands forever, and then for junior year of high school, I got a scholarship to an art high school here in
Wow,
SoCal. I got to go to
really?
Idlewild Arts Academy.
Oh wow, an Idlewild. Oh my gosh.
Do you know about it? Do you know about that place?
No, I know where
I won a
Idlewild
lottery.
is.
I applied, and I won a scholarship. I was a scholarship kid, you
Wow,
know.
that's amazing.
And I was so lucky. Like, I went and met them, and I submitted, like, a video. And then, like, come meet us, and I played, like, my guitar. And they're like, yeah, come for the year. Actually, that's not the story. I didn't get it. I was second place. And there was a kid before me from Taiwan. These are, like, the most talented kids. Like, virtuoso,
Hardcore.
classical violinists and cellists and, like, fucking Bulgarian ballet girls,
Damn, dude,
like doing the
extreme
mania
hardcore,
shit.
Nadia
Like,
Comaneci type. Like,
yeah, like they were going crazy
like
with the
Olympics.
talent. And then there was me, you feel me? And I was like just wild with it. And anyway, I got in. There was a kid that was going to get in.
He didn't go?
And he ended up not going because of September 11th, 2001.
Oh, snap.
This was that long ago. This was junior year.
Wow. So what, like something happened and with his
2001, junior year, 2001, September 11th happened. He didn't want to come to America anymore. And I got his scholarship.
Whoa, what a crazy story.
Yeah, far out.
I thought you meant he was like at school with you at your school.
No. This was right before September 11th.
Dang, that's crazy to
That school year.
how that worked out for
This
you.
this is proof that the school year used to start later and that they got us fucked
Oh,
up.
yeah.
They're trying to erase history, homie, and tell us that school always started in August 1st or some shit.
Yeah, I know.
Like it's doing now.
No. It was
Anyway,
always around my
we
birthday.
digress.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
So I went there,
how was it?
played music. It was a cool experience. And then I came back.
Were you surrounded by these like really?
Yeah, these kids were dope. Most of them were head cases though. Most of them ain't even doing art no more. You know?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Some of them are. Some of them are like firmly on that.
Well, don't
path,
you think
but
some of them like were so pushed so
they're just
hardcore?
bougie. That was not my thing. I'm more scrappy.
Yeah.
Proud to be. You know.
Yeah.
My whole thing is different. and being in an environment like that was wonderful, and it was where
Yeah, what did you get from that, you think?
It opened up my mind to what it could mean to be a creative professional.
Okay.
In life.
Okay.
Be a creative person in society, you know, like be like that person. Okay, there's the barber, the banker, and then the artist, you know.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that happened for a reason, which is
it was
crazy
cool.
and amazing.
Shit, it was cool. And,
so then you came back.
Okay, then I came back and graduated high school early.
Oh, wow.
Just like a couple months early, you know, senior year. And me and Gabe, my big brother, we went to Bangkok. We lived in Thailand for like a year.
Wow.
Playing music. We worked at a bar playing every night. This was my first experience playing every night.
What a great... Wow,
yeah,
man.
This was 2003.
What were your vibes in Bangkok?
Badass Hawaiian shirts. I had great long hair. Lokes.
What were you playing? What was the genre?
We were playing Hendrix and like Mustang Sally and Let's Get It On and like, you know, just like bar soul
bar
blues
jams.
music. Yeah.
That's fucking beautiful.
I played music, you know, forever. I played every gig in the galaxy, man.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And so it's amazing, you know, 2019, I'm playing these huge shows, and it's so funny that they're with Little Rob. Like, it's just so funny. People who see me doing my thing, like, oh, Diamond, they don't know how long or, like, how much it's taken and how many years and continents and how long the journey has been and how I wouldn't trade a step of it, you know?
No, yeah. This is who you are.
So Bootsy told us, man.
Yeah.
Sing along. It's a long song.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So
it goes on and on.
It goes on and on.
Mm.
Cheers to this, dude.
Bam.
Some heavy stuff. Good stuff. Happy stuff. Which is great.
Oh.
So, okay, so just to get us back on track. So you came back from Bangkok. When was that?
This is my life story.
Yeah.
2000. Well, this is like 2004.
So were you linked up with your bro? Was the idea that you guys were going to keep going, doing something together?
Well, we continued to play music forever locally around the Bay. We played 1 million gigs around the Bay. We played every Wednesday at a couple bars in Fairfax and Marin for years. We were, you know, that was the first incarnation of Diamond Ortiz. You know, that's just our last name. You know,
okay.
So that was Diamond Ortiz for years. And then Gabe kind of just got burnt out, and I just kept doing it. Around that time, around 2009, 2010. So when I did that Nipsey record, they were like, what do you want your name to? I was like, Diamond Ortiz. You know?
So Diamond, where'd Diamond come from?
Diamond's my mom's last name.
Oh, your name really is Diamond Ortiz.
Oh, sure. We have a hyphenated last name.
That's sick, dude. I didn't know what I thought.
Nobody knows.
I just thought it was like...
My mom is Diamond, and our whole side of our family is Diamond. And then my dad's Ortiz. Yeah, so we're the Diamond Ortiz brothers.
That's like brillante. That's so like fancy.
Hey.
I don't know. I guess it's the way that you are you just made.
We're the Diamond Ortiz brothers. So us three.
Oh, there's
Elliot,
there's
Diamond Ortiz. There's 3 of us. Yeah.
It's a trifecta.
Elliot, Jeremy, and Gabriel.
Are you
Diamond
guys
Ortiz.
all into music heads or?
Yeah, Elliot is not like a player, but he loves music. He lives in Seattle. He's chilling. My big brother Gabe, master musician, brilliant mind. He's like a traveler. He's been in Puerto Rico for almost a year, like just chilling. And he works every night playing guitar at a bar. Still, he just hangs out and writes. Wow. And so that's what Gabe does. Gabe lives in Puerto Rico. He was in Thailand before that for a year. Again, like last year.
Yeah.
And he just hangs out.
He just plays music?
Yeah.
Writes.
He just plays music and writes and kind of travels and
just
does
an
his
artist.
thing. Just lives, yeah.
That's amazing. Dude.
Amazing, yeah. No shame in the game.
What a beautiful name. What a beautiful story for your name, though. I had assumed that you'd created the...
I think most people do.
Well, because, I don't know, I think Diamond Ortiz, it works. It just works for you. And
cool.
It's weird how sometimes you get named who your name is.
Well, it's funny. I was talking about having to grow into this whole persona. And Diamond Ortiz is this whole, like, it's become this person. It used to just be, like, our band name, like, you know, and this thing. But now people see me and they're like, what's up, Diamond? You know? And Diamond Ortiz is like this thing that I've had to grow into, honestly, man.
Yeah.
Diamond Ortiz is the guy that has the record with Snoop, that plays with Lil Rob, that like be doing all this shit. Most of the time, I'm just Jeremy. You know? I'm just chilling, you feel me?
Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. You know, like, and I feel like that is something that I've kind of had to like grow into and kind of had to understand the magnitude of so I could fulfill it the best.
Wow.
Do you feel me? And it's something that, you know, it's what I do. Diamond Ortiz is what I do. Do you feel me?
Yeah. I'm just, it's a lot. I think you say a lot of really amazing things, and like, I think you're real dope with the way you present yourself. But I could see you trying to grow into that can be kind of a challenge, and you have such a unique way of expressing yourself that I just really appreciate that. You know.
Cool.
All right, so let me ask you this. Because you are here on the First Among Equals, the reason you're here is...
What's upper?
Because you are, in my view, trying to be first in something, just trying to do the best that you can do with what you are,
First
who you
Among
are.
Equals, absolutely.
You know?
Yes.
And so what would you say your new position, view, future goals, in being first in what you do? What would that look like now?
What do I want to achieve?
Yeah, however you want to interpret being first among equals.
I would just be proud to continue to be trusted as the guy that plays this certain style of music that we love.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You know, be trusted, keep making this funk, and have records that live amongst the people. And keep playing these shows and keep it rocking, keep the energy flowing back and forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Sell some records, play some shows, buy some vans.
Yeah, gotta buy some vans.
Always, first things first.
Yeah, first things first. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Diamond Ortiz, for coming.
Much love. Thank you for having me. You're dope.
Oh, thank you, love. You're dope too. So, can you do a little plug? Is there anywhere that people can catch you? Because some of these people are on YouTube. They're not anywhere else, and they're going to want to find a way to find you.
For sure. What's up, you guys? I have a bunch of stuff all over YouTube, but follow me on the gram for all the latest and the greatest.
All right.
All the shenanigans, all the jams happening, all the comings and goings. I'm going to be with Rob at the Observatory OC May 1st. Diamond Ortiz at the Michelada Festival May 4th in East LA. Then I'm going to be at the summertime in the LBC Festival with Little Rob in July. And, you know, thank you for funking with me. Thank you for having me.
It's always good funking with you, man.
Much love, funky people of the universe. Big
for
up.
Sure.
Stay positive.
Thanks
Keep
for
doing
tuning
your thing.
in.
Bless up the team.
All right. First Among Equals. Peace.
Thank you. Peasky, whiskey, ooski, wooski.
You up, my baby, you
not remembering. I was like, oh shit, I gotta save it.
What's up, though? It ain't nothing but a jam.
Hell yeah.
Ain't nothing but a party.
Come on, baby. Cutie pie, you're the reason why I love you so. I don't want you to go. You're the girl who makes me feel so good. Baby, baby. Cutie pie, you really lift me up till I can't hardly get enough. Lazy, hazy, got my mind going round. Want you to know how much I love you, so how much I lazy, hazy, got my mind going round. To me, you're the girl who makes me feel so good. Yeah, you're my cutie pie, baby. Baby, come on, come on, come on, yeah. Somebody, somebody, yeah. We live and direct, and in effect. We live and direct, oh girl. We live, we live, we live, oh girl. When I hear the sounds coming through my radio, when I love the way it makes me bounce.
Oh, I fucked that shit up. Here, let me hit that one more time.
Alright,
Let's do this whole song one more time.
it's all good.
Live and direct.
We're on the zone.
Nah, it's that Grace note. Nobody would have cared.
Grace note.
That's the funk.
Great show.
Good God. Good God. Somebody, somebody, somebody. Baby, baby. Come on, somebody, somebody. We live and direct, and in effect. We live and direct, oh girl. We live, we live, we live, oh girl. When I love to hear the sounds coming through my radio. When I love the way it makes me bounce. Turn it up, stereo. We live and direct, and in effect. Oh yeah, girl. Ooh. Yeah, we live and direct, and in effect. Come on, come on, come on. Live and direct, and in effect. We live and direct, oh girl. We live, we live. We live, oh girl. When I'm feeling down, I just crank the dial. My radio always makes me smile. Yeah, yeah, we live and direct, and in effect. Yeah, we live, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We live and direct in effect. What's up, y'all? This is your boy Diamond Ortiz. Let's go, girls. Podcast. Let's pop it. Yo!